Scroll Toyota, leading the way every day. And Scroll Toyota, symbols of trust.
An early morning hearing at the District Court of Guam was held to allow the Guam Solid Waste Authority Board of Directors to voice concerns it had over the progress and status of the closure of the ORDOT dump and the transition back to local government control. Gershman Brickner and Bratton Vice President of Operations Chase Anderson was there this morning and explains what happened.
They wanted to know what the court expects of them. Does the court agree with the timeline that the receiver presented to the court on May 21st of this year? Can the board go ahead and hire its own contractors and its own personnel?
Board Chairman Joe Duenas tells PNC that these are concerns that have been lingering for quite some time. The board was first appointed about 15 months ago. Duenas says they have had a quorum since, but many of the issues they raised went unanswered until recently. For example, he says, in order for the board to draft rules and regulations, they would need the help of legal counsel, but it took nearly a year for the board to hear back from the Attorney General on the matter, only to be told that they should issue an RFP to hire a law firm. Something that could have been completed in 3 months, Duenas says, we still have not completed 15 months later. Other concerns Duenas raised was the hiring of personnel. At this point, it remains unclear whether the board can begin filling positions for the Solid Waste Authority, and Duenas notes that even if they were given the green light, quote, GBB has access to the purse strings. If they don't give us any funds to hire what is needed to execute our personnel transition, we're not really going to be very effective during the transition process. While the board's primary focus is to expedite the court order to save the people of Guam money, Anderson says GBB's priority is the closure of ORDOT dump.
The judge said in court that as of right now, she's comfortable with the timeline that was presented by the receiver. However, she's open to receiving alternative timelines. And certainly I took away from the board meeting that she believes that the fiduciary responsibility currently is with the receiver, and that the idea of hiring contractors and other personnel need to be justified through that fiduciary responsibility.
Anderson also emphasizes that GBB is on track to meeting its target date of closing the dump by 2015.
The operational closure occurred on August 31st, 2011, but the environmental closure is just as important, if not more. And so the U.S. EPA, Guam EPA, and the designers of the closure plan have been working together from the beginning at the 40% level of the plan, 40% completed, the 60% level, and it's now at the 90% level.
Anderson explains that the next step would be to issue an invitation for bid for the dump closure, giving contractors a chance to determine the closure costs.
And then after the closure of the ORDOT dump, there is the Darrow Road project, revamping the Darrow Road.
Chief Judge Gatewood issued an order this afternoon calling on both GBB and the Solid Waste Board to, quote, work closely and cooperatively in a good faith effort to address and resolve the board's concerns.
Everybody's intentions are hopefully good, and that's the direction we're going to try to go.